Papasavas and Costello on the front row. Nice to have a teammate alongside you, but you got Quinn Armstrong and Thomas Schrag, two drivers desperately looking for a race win here, their first in USF 2000 competition. Out of the final corner, time to go racing, and we are underway. Green, 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 and a good start by both drivers up front. Armstrong peeking to the inside of turn number 1, but it looks good as they come through there right now. The two J. Howard cars clean and green through. Papasavas will take the lead, and a wise run there for Costello. Tuck back in behind the gearbox, maybe defend a bit coming down up the straightaway. Couple of drivers inside, outside, three wide, a little bit further back. Everybody's settling into position. Thomas Schrag, I think, able to get himself up into third, so a good start there for Schrag as he goes P3. One driver, four wheels off. You can see all the way off the racetrack coming out of turn number 2. Otherwise, the field kind of lining up as they work their way down, as expected, into turn number 4. Front three drivers clean. How about two, maybe almost three wide further back? That's Giafoni on the inside, and I think Elliot Cox on the outside. Cox with the advantageous inside line coming over to turn number 5, but if you roll the outside like he's trying to do, may be able to hold that spot coming down the hill. Indeed, no. Cox works his way into the position to 4th. I put Giafoni back to 5th. Good opening half of a circuit here. Little wiggle of a driver coming through there a little bit further back, right behind the car of Facuri. That might have been Max Taylor coming through turn number 8. Side-by-side action. Ayrton Hauk getting a spot coming up his way forward here as well. Again, good racing on the opening circuit. It was a messy one in race number 1 with the wet weather and drivers off the racetrack significantly throughout that race. So many yellow flags. We didn't get a lot of green flag racing, but the first one will go into the books right now. We're 1 down, 19 to go as we're rolling here with USF 2000. We'll cap the day later today with USF Pro 2000, all part of this Tatuus Grand Prix. In the pace car, at the very start of this, I talked about the fact that Tatuus has its reps here. How about the president, Gianfranco De Bellis, and the CEO, Giovanni Delfino, in the pace car here this weekend? Great to have them here. They build cars for series all over the world. We're thrilled to have them as a partner, and that's fantastic. Get them in that pace car, get a chance to see this racetrack, Mid-Ohio, from ground level. Papasavas was the first driver across the line. Costello second, Schrag in third, Elliot Cox fourth. 5th was Nicholas Giafoni. They're all pretty clean coming down. 6th spot is now Max Garcia. 7th, Quinn Armstrong. Max Taylor 8th. Ayrton Hauk 9th. And Joey Brienza into the 10th position. Things settling in here for the opening circuit. John, good start to the race. I don't know if they had a talking to each other or they all just said to themselves, hey, listen, we don't want to repeat of what we had in race number 1.
Well, yeah, and of course the track conditions were really awful when they took to the track yesterday, and it was their first running in the wet. So, you know, obviously challenging conditions.
It was challenging, yep.
But, you know, yeah, looks like they've cleaned up their act here, and it's pretty much a single file race right at the moment.
And what I've said before about Mid-Ohio, this is one of those racetracks where things start to spread out easily. It's not a Road America. It's not a VIR where you have that big, long straightaway where everybody can get in that draft and stay in the lead pack and tuck out and make moves. This really is a driver's track. You have to have a good race car. These particular cars, USF 2000, not near as much aerodynamic downforce or aero wash as you'll get in the USF Pro 2000 we were following closely. But they'll work their way down now in, again, to turn number 2, the lead. Rusty Bell goes to Evagoras Papasavas.
Down the straightaway one more time, about 3 car lengths. Maintained that gap for the first couple of laps as they come down. Watched a few cars go wide on that opening lap, including the number 1 at Giafoni. Almost lost it going into the keyhole, but he recovered. Battled down into the S.
No challenges in that front group. Watch them as they come by. Best battle right now. The 24 is holding off the cars immediately behind him. Quinn Armstrong was falling back to the 7th position. He's got Max Taylor right there as well.
That battle for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th between Garcia, Armstrong, Max Taylor, and Brienza is still tight. Actually gets a little tighter as it heads up through turn number 10. Max Garcia will continue to hold on to that, trying to chase down Giafoni for 5th.
Yeah, Garcia P6, I think probably even closer right behind him is the number 11, Quinn Armstrong. Armstrong trying to get back up. Remember, he started in 3rd, has fallen back to 7th on the opening circuit, but again, for Armstrong, anything's better than getting the damage and getting taken out halfway through the opening lap, as happened yesterday for him. All of these drivers are going to get a chance to do it again tomorrow, so maybe that takes a little bit of pressure off on what needs to happen today. Let's have a good race. And remember, they all know lap time-wise, this is something we have to look at as well. A 1:23.8 fast lap for Papasavas. for this and the next race. He's down to a 124.6 now as his cars start to get lighter and lighter. You can't make a mistake here and go out early. You got to give yourself a chance to have a good lap time. If you're a top 10 driver and you're out early here and then you have to rely once again on your second fastest lap time, that is not going to work for sure. So you got to make sure that you take care of yourself here. Give yourself the opportunity to put in a fast lap. That's one of the key components of this race, is to get that fast lap in. And an issue there, you can see damage, rear wing damage, I believe. That may be the number 2 of Thomas Schrag. We'll try to pick that up when they come through again, turn number 8 and 9. So indeed, Thomas Schrag, an issue there. The rear wing looks like it's been damaged off to the side. We'll have a better pickup when he comes over the hill here, and they give us a shot of that lead group, because it's still Papasavas and Costello 1 and 2. We're following our way through the field. Once we get a shot to look at the leaders, we'll be able to give you a look. In fact, we may be able to get a visual look as he comes through here as well. Better. Here they come on the front straightaway. Yeah, that rear wing, that's actually, I think that's the shock cover that has went up and over top, and the shock cover's in front of the wing. So the wing itself doesn't look like it's damaged, John, but a piece, I don't know if it's his piece or not, but the shock cover has flown up and is trapped essentially on the left side of the car.
Yeah, exactly right. It looks like a piece of debris of some kind, whether it's off his car or somebody else's. Could be a signboard for all I know. But yeah, it's a big rectangular piece of something stuck on the front of that wing, and that's going to absolutely wreck the rear downforce. Plus, it acts like a big aero brake. Rusty, that's right under you.
Yeah, it is the shock cover on the front of the car, and he's losing spots. He can't shake it off the car. He's trying, but he can't get it off.
I'll tell you one thing. I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't know if I've seen some driver with worse luck than Thomas Schrag. This guy always has good pace. The stuff that happens, incidents happen that are not his issue. And again, we're seeing that right now. A tough one, running P3, good momentum, confident in a great position, but finds himself with trouble here right now. He's lost a couple of spots already. Elliott Cox and Nicholas Giaffoni have gone through, so Cox is up to 4th, Giaffoni 5th, Thomas Schrag now back into the 5th spot. The 5th spot, but listen, I don't know how you shake that off. That's the thing. You know, he's number one, the race control may be watching that and saying, hey, not exactly sure we want that happening on the track. Here, look, it's actually moved further back. It is moving a little bit. It is his shock cover. He's almost got to get up on top of the curb a little bit and see if he can't upset it a little bit. He's obviously behind someone. Can you get the, that ruffled air that could potentially push it off as well? But otherwise, it is stuck right there on the essentially left side of the rear wing of the car. And that is, again, like you said, now, number one, it upsets the balance of the car. Number two, it's a huge aerofoil. And he's just getting, it is just hampering him everywhere around this racetrack now. It's almost like he should almost pull in, get back onto the racetrack, and then hope for a yellow flag at this point here, because dropping like a rock through the field here as everybody's taking advantage of that, getting the draft behind him. There's 3 cars that are going to go by. He obviously can see it, because all you got to do is look in your left rear mirror, right? And you can see it there, that he's got that big piece. And of course, they've been told from race control. He knew it as soon as it happened. That thing flopped off. He looks in the mirror, and it's not gone. I can't say it's something I've seen.
Yeah.
In my time here, the 15 years I've worked with Anderson Promotions. This is, wow, this is an issue hit for him, and he's going to keep following. Papasavas, though, with the lead, 0.8 of a second the gap. Yeah, all the way back now, I think in front of Quinn Armstrong now for Schrag. He lost a position to Garcia, Taylor, and Brienza. Quinn Armstrong will be the next driver to try to take advantage of this. Does he make the move to the pits? Is he going to get called in yet, or is he just going to try to hold on? Because again, you might as well just hold on, be honest, because if a yellow comes, you're coming in anyway, you should go to the tail of the field. It's not like if he gets it now, he's going to be able to close back up. Although maybe he would be able to get a couple of spots. If we go green to the end, I don't know where he's going to be able to slot in, how much, how many drivers are going to be able to reel him in. Where can he run with that kind of issue on that rear wing, or does it pop off somehow? Armstrong not able to get by, but again, here's the place where he's going to have the biggest trouble coming down the straightaway. It's going to be such hindrance in terms of straight line speed. Everybody trying to lap. It's Quinn Armstrong and Sam Corey now trying to line up behind him to see if they can take full advantage of this. Again, all our focus essentially right now on the issue for Thomas Schrag. Quinn Armstrong gets by, as does Sam Corey. So just such a hindrance coming down the straightaway as 3rd and 4th get over top of the hill. Elliott Cox and Giaffoni. Who else did we lose? Who else fell down the order potentially? I guess that may be Schrag moving down because Elliot Cox is up into third spot. Yeah, Cox goes to third. I didn't think he was all the way up to third. Schrag was third, so Cox now onto the podium provisionally, 6 laps in. Giaffoni runs in fourth, Garcia fifth, Brienza now up to sixth, Max Taylor seventh, Thomas Schrag in eighth, Quinn Armstrong ninth, and Sam Corey rounds out the top 10. Again, for Max Garcia, John, he is fifth on the racetrack, but the drivers who really are in the closest fight with him are Sam Corey and Max Taylor. Both those drivers are behind him right now. So not the biggest hurt, although Evagoras Papasavas trying to get that taste. And hold back into pit lane. Indeed, Schrag coming in. They're going to grab that shock cover off and send him back out. Actually, they may try to jam it back on. They may just pull it off. It's already, yeah, as soon as he comes to the stop, it's off. They're going to take the quick amount of time to put it back on the race car and get him back out. You wonder whether there's some damage to the fasteners on it at all. So for Schrag, he's going to have to cross his fingers and hope for a yellow flag. That is tough for Thomas Schrag into pit lane. They're still working on it to try to get it fixed. I don't know whether or not it's a rule to have that on there or not.
Hey Rob, when Schrag came through turn number 9 the last time, it looked like that piece was actually starting to rub the left rear tire.
You have to wonder whether or not, again, big call in here from Steve Connolly, I believe, out in turn number 9, that watching that, where the shock cover was kind of leaning and how it was angled, John, potentially rubbing on that tire a little bit. It's something I figured he was going to come into the pit earlier. Something definitely could happen, especially depending on the inclination. It wasn't turned around the other way where a knife edge would have been down on it, but you always have to think about that left rear tire.
Yeah, exactly right. In fact, when he stopped, basically it contacted the tire, and that's what popped it off. So that's basically what happened. The benefactor of that is Papasavas and Costello, because there's now a big gap back to Elliot Cox in third, almost 5 seconds, as you know, with the problem that Schrag was having that backed everybody up behind him.
Yeah.
So now they're the benefactors. Papasavas just set the fast lap of the race. So
and John, 123.4. 123.8 was his fastest lap, so we are indeed in a qualifying run as well here for race number 3. I don't want to mess it up like I did for USF Pro 2000, not even really considering the pace the drivers were putting down. So we are literally looking at fast laps here. Michael Costello, 123.5. He was a 123.9. Like everybody here. Thomas Schrag was a 124.0. Did he get even one good lap in for Schrag?
25-1.
25. So yeah. So again, this is going to be tough for him. This is not only going to hurt him in race number 2. He's going to fall down the order in race number 3. Anybody laying down to 123 right now, there are 8 of them who've laid 123s, are going to be in front of Thomas Schrag in race number 3.
Actually, it might be a mixed blessing, because now that he's running in clear air, he might be able to put in a blinder, and he could go right back up to the top of the order.
Could go to P1, indeed that. Yeah, if he gets with the right car, potentially gets a bit of a draft, that is a very, very key point. Could he eventually get a lap time by himself and go up? As he runs right now, he has not turned that fast lap. But again, as you said, there is still 11 laps to go. Great point for John Phippen there, as there is an opportunity for him to get back up. But right now, so many of these drivers have gone quicker. Quinn Armstrong, a 124 flat. Yeah, Armstrong, Taylor, Brienza, all these drivers turning their best laps here in the race. And again, we talked to those drivers in the paddock beforehand, John, thinking about how different the racetrack was going to be from yesterday to today, with Indy Next on track, a full IndyCar, another full IndyCar session on the racetrack as well. So all these drivers dealing with a much different racing surface than they've really tested throughout the last couple of days.
Sure, and the car setup's obviously going to be a little different, because they knew it was going to be wet yesterday, so they probably softened up the suspension, which is what you do in wet weather conditions. So now they've tightened them back up again, ready for a dry track. We got bright sunshine on the racetrack. The temperatures are coming up. So just about everybody in the top 12 has set their fast lap after lap after lap. They're going faster and faster with each lap as the fuel burns off the racetrack.
You can see the beautiful blue skies, some cloud cover, 77 degrees here, ambient temperature, as we are rolling just past the 1 o'clock hour. Our third of 4 races in the USF Pro Championships. And again, big thank you to Tatuus for being here this weekend as part of the Tatuus Grand Prix here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And obviously seeing a really solid performance here for Evagoras Papasavvas. I will say this too, folks. After we're done here, our autograph sessions are going to start in the souvenir, right in front of the souvenir stand, down just outside the IndyCar paddock. 220 will have the drivers in USF Pro 2000. Then we'll have our drivers in juniors in 2000 as well. So it's going to be an hour-long autograph session. We'll cycle out our drivers through all 3 series. So come and join us down at the souvenir stand just outside the IndyCar paddock there. We'll have all of our drivers there beginning at 2:20. Papasavvas could be the one there with a trophy beside him as well. He's looking to try to see if he can't get his first win of the season again. Evagoras Papasavvas out by almost a full second from his teammate Michael Costello, and a great run here from Costello as well. A driver, of course, looking to keep getting his name in here. Came off a podium finish at Road America. It's all starting to come together for Michael. He had a really good opening part of the season at St. Petersburg, but then had some issues kind of getting settled in. This kid's got blinding speed for sure, and we're seeing that here at Mid-Ohio. A driver's track, as I said. Jay Howard's obviously nailed the setup as well. Papasavvas leading the way, and there they are coming into Thunder Valley. Halfway point has been reached. Lap 11 will go in the books next time by. The big battle is the one you're going to see here. Not so much even for third spot, but if you go back to fourth, it's Giafoni, Garcia, Brienza, Taylor's right there. A little further back to that white and blue car of Quinn Armstrong, and then behind him Sam Corey. So there's a great fight from fourth back to ninth at this point here, and that's them coming out of turn number 13. Rusty Bell, you're going to see the leaders coming out under the bridge into turn number 1. The Jay Howard cars wide and pride, first and second for Papasavvas and Costello.
They are up into the keyhole turn right now, as we just saw Schrage go by. He's into the 122.8s right now, so he certainly has turned the quick lap running by himself, but we've got the lead battle now in front of me at the kink. Watching it go by right now, it's definitely about 6 car lengths here in front of me.
And stretched out a little bit now. It accordions down during braking. Pass me now, Papasavvas, Costello, big gap back. We got a pass coming up here for the number 4 position. On the inside of turn number 5, here comes Garcia. Garcia moves himself up a position.
Garcia now into that 4th position, but the battle right behind them for 6th and 7th. That's between Brienza and Max Taylor. Taylor tried to take a peek, but he couldn't make anything stick. He'll stay single file. In fact, that single file back through about the 11th position.
Textbook pass there for Max Garcia on Nicholas Giafoni. Outside of turn 4, inside of turn 5. Has a position coming down the hill for turn number 6. What a beautiful pass. And Giafoni on the podium in race number 1. Ran it well. Listen, you've got me. I'm going to do the best I can to try to beat you down to the apex of turn number 6. Not quite there. Settled back in, knowing he's got Brienza and Taylor right there, 6th and 7th behind. But let's focus on what Rusty Bell brought up there, I believe. Thomas Schrage, a 122.834. John, you laid it out. That's exactly what he wanted to do, was go P1.
Exactly right. I mean, he's got the fastest lap because he's running in clear air. He doesn't have to worry about traffic, doesn't have to worry about aero wash. He's just got to hit his marks and turn his fastest lap. He's going to start on the pole in the next race, assuming that he can hang on to it.
Yeah, exactly that, because, you know, the other driver's still rolling out lap times. Papasavvas, a 123 flat last time by. That car is going to keep getting quicker and quicker as he starts to burn off that fuel, but he's going to have to find 2 or 3 tenths of a second, because I don't know that Schrage's done or not as well. He's going to keep rolling here, Thomas Schrage, as he puts number 12, and yet does another 122.813. He just resets fast lap again, 122.818 for Thomas Schrage. So although he is still on the lead lap right now, in fact, if this plays out and there's a yellow and he gets a chance to fight his way back forward, it might be a net win to a certain extent. Steve, what do you got going over there in turn number 9?
One car goes around into the braking zone. That is the 18 of Brady Golan. Looks like he got on the brakes, got in here a little too hot, looped it around, and now stuck in the gravel.
P13 is where Brady Golan was running when he went off over there into turn number 9. So trouble for the Texan at a 13th position. And what do we say for Thomas Schrage? How about a full course yellow? 13 laps still to go. When they come back around with this full course yellow coming out, we'll put lap 14 in the books. And again, how's this going to play out? That's not a tough car to get out. The AMR IndyCar safety crew knows what to do there. They'll get him out quickly. Ideally, he'll be able to continue That's going to move Schrag up into 17th. I don't know that Schrag's going to get a shot. Here's the replay here, and we've seen this a couple times already, right? Just the driver coming out of turn number 8, John, a little bit too wide onto the exit curving there between 8 and 9. You drop that wheel, it high centers a bit, and I think you called it like a skateboard, you know, like trying to run the rail on a skateboard. It just goes around, and at that point, you're along for the ride.
Yeah, exactly right. It's you know, one of the things that you would think, oh, I just dropped a wheel, no big deal, but the car gets basically high centered on that curbing, and then you got no wheels in contact with the ground, and that's what creates the problem. So this is going to create an issue, I think, for our leaders, because they had opened up a big gap. I mean, it was like almost 5 seconds to Elliott Cox. Now he's resurgent. I mean, Cox is going to be right on the back door of Michael Costello, and he's shown he's got the same pace as the guys in front of him. The other guy I've been watching, Max Taylor, has been glued to the back of Joey Brienza. That's been consistently the closest margin of anybody. He's been, you know, within a few tenths of Brienza. So I'd look for Max Taylor to try to get a good run and repeat the histrionics that he had yesterday with back-to-back wins.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you, restarts are a great opportunity, especially on a track here like Mid-Ohio, where you don't have a lot of opportunity. Once that field starts to stretch out, as we talk about, you're going to keep digging to try to close up on a driver. Now, when you have a restart, you can potentially get a better start. You can maybe make a move, an aggressive move into 1. It's into the keyhole. It's out of the keyhole. It's down into 4. You only have a couple chances on that restart, but because of the way restarts play, you do have an opportunity to make things happen. So it's definitely placed into the hands of Thomas Schrag. I'm going to say he finishes, depending on how it goes, he's going to could potentially finish top 10. He's got such a hot rod right now. We'll see how it plays out for Thomas Schrag. Otherwise, lap 14 done. Lap 15 will hit when we come back around. Steve Conley, you're out there. We don't have the eyes on it right now. How are they doing with the cleanup there of Brady Golan?
Well, they just got going, pulled out of the gravel trap, but now trying to get him turned around right at the moment. They've got him facing counter race. Safety car is pulled away, but get him turned around and we'll be ready to roll here second. One of the safety trucks is now actually pulled in the middle of the track to try to maybe stop the field here as they get him shuffled around.
So indeed, we won't go green this time by, but where they are now, I'm gonna expect we'll go green next time by. So it'll be 15, that'll be 16, 4 more laps to go. We'll see what Schrag can do from the tail of the field. Then it's going to be 4 laps for Cox to go to work on Costello. Costello go to work on Papasavas. Garcia, your point leader, going to be thinking what he decides he wants to do, depending on how things happen around him. Taylor's aggressive on Brienza, as we know. Sam Corey and Quinn Armstrong ready to potentially go at it for 8th. A lot of different storylines potentially playing out here for drivers who are thinking championship and others just thinking about getting that first win. They all get a chance to do it again tomorrow morning at 9:15. I think it's one of the keys. You don't want to demo your car. Have a good finish here. A lot of drivers have moved up and got the results they're looking for here. So some will try to hold station. Some will try to get aggressive. A driver like Max Garcia, who's got such a point lead right now, maybe a different feel for it, right? He's 42 points ahead of Sam Corey coming in. I got a bit of breathing room, maybe. Not a lot. I don't want to lose spots, but with Corey behind him, too, he's in a pretty good spot right now. He's thinking more about Taylor and Papasavas.
Yeah, exactly right. You know, all the wins this season have been concentrated in the top 3 positions. A couple outliers, Tanner DeFabis taking the win at IRP, Nico Christodoulou taking the win in the 3rd round at New Orleans, but all the rest of the wins have been between Garcia, Corey, and Max Taylor. You know, Papasavas in a position to join that group and become a winner on the season. Michael Costello would love nothing more than to do that as well. He's a couple points back. He's back in 9th in the points order right now, so this would really be a shot in the arm for Costello if he can find a way around his teammate.
And Papasavas started this season off on fire. Didn't get the race win, as I had said, but 4 straight podium finishes, and then even the non-podium in the next race was a top 5. So we had this run of top 5s, and everything was going in the right direction. But you waiting for that win, showing the patience that you would want to see. And then a couple issues that weren't of his doing. DNFs put him back, and of course that starts to beat down on a driver, your mental focus. But I think Evagoras always had Mid-Ohio out there, right? There was always that focus of, hey, when I get there, I can turn things around. I know this racetrack well.
There's no place like home.
There's no place like home. The oasis in the desert, if you will.
Yep.
He knew that was coming. He knew that when I get there, I'm pretty good at this racetrack. The Jay Howard crew has got a good car on this track as well. So with the lights out, we are going to go racing this next time by. As I had said, it'll be a 4-lap dash. Again, the Jay Howard driver development cars running 1-2. We've seen this before with Christian Rasmussen, the driver who will be in IndyCar, of course, this weekend as part of the Honda 200. Looking forward to that. It's a fantastic race on Sunday, but the Jay Howard cars know how to lead at this racetrack. They've got a good setup, and of course Evagoras Papasavas, as we know, has already tasted victory here at Mid-Ohio himself. Will it happen again here today? Essentially, if all goes well, we're less than 8 minutes away from seeing that as we're underway. Green flag flying, and a fantastic jump for Papasavas as he gets a really good launch, getting a couple of car lengths into turn number 1. His teammate Costello holding on to second. He'll have to worry about Elliott Cox, but man, after the great start for Garcia, Cox may be thinking about having to defend from your point leader right now. Garcia doesn't do it. He'll stay on the gearbox. Giafoni right there as well. 2x2 a little bit further back. I think that was potentially Corey and Schwartz, the teammates for Pabst Racing. But look at the gap right now for Papasavas. The fight's going to happen further back as right now Giafoni with a run on Garcia. Giafoni, the Brazilian, thinking about trying to go. Look at this big move. He is inside. He is outside. Does he go deep on the brakes? He does. Garcia's going to hold him on the outside. Can Giafoni hold the speed at the top of the hill? No. Garcia able to clear him and come back across to the racetrack a little bit. So the battle really for 4th place right now. But right there as well is Brienza and Taylor. Not surprising, an exciting opening lap. Drivers further back playing nice as well.
And look at Papasavas. He's gotten away, man. He's built a gap now.
That's what you want. Hey, listen, fight behind me, please. Just go at it. And Costello doing a great job, even though Elliott Cox looking to potentially get himself to a race win. Already a podium for Elliott this year at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Obviously a huge thing for him to be on the podium in the home race. He is an Indianapolis driver, but right now trying to take the Stars and Stripes to P3 here on an Independence Day weekend. Great run here for Cox and that number 67 for Sarah Fisher-Hartman Racing Development. Into the pits again for the number 2 of Thomas Schrag. He still has fast lap of the race, and he was on the lead lap. Not sure what happened to Schrag. He still has fast lap, as I said, so it will be a pole position start provisionally right now for Schrag in race number 3, but he brings the car to a stop down at the pit of his team, VRD Racing. And again, we are working our way here with, again, just 3 laps to go. It'll be 2 to go this next time by. They're worked their way down the back straight. There's the gap there for Evagoras Papasavas, as we said. The fight continuing further back. That's a move to the inside. I believe that is, I think, Max Taylor going to the inside, and Giafoni, book it. He gets through. Giafoni loses another spot. Taylor on the move with a great move to the inside. Same goes for Joey Brienza. He's going to try to line up Giafoni as well. He's got Armstrong and Corey right behind him. Hudson Schwartz right there now in the 10th position. Schwartz started 15th. He's finally up into the top 10. First-year driver here in USF2000. Back up out of Thunder Valley. And we'll have the lead for Papasavas. 0.8 of a second last time by. One driver dropping some dust. That always brings up the alertness of the drivers around. Coming out of turn number 13, Papasavas, the lead was 0.8 of a second this time by. Now 1.2 seconds, Rusty Bell. Papasavas looking to try to get back to victory lane where he was in 2023.
He is running away at the front right now on that opening lap. Costello got it crossed up at turn 1 and lost most of that gap. And Cox almost got around him going into the keyhole turn, but that's the way it shakes out right now. Papasavas took that gap that he was given at turn 1 and has stretched it out right now. Continues to move away from the field. No challenge there. The 24 car is the one on the move right now as we see Garcia.
Yeah, right now Garcia has fallen back there a position. Max Taylor has moved up. He is now the number 4 position machine. Garcia back to 5th. Giafoni following right through them.
And here come the leaders down through turn number 9, but watching that for 4th, 5th. Contact further back. We've got several cars that are just banging off of each other into turn number 9. That looks like that was the Giafoni and Brienza. I think Quinn Armstrong may have been involved in that as well, yes. But they keep it straight.
Yeah, Steve, I think you're right. I think it was Armstrong. They had a lot of trouble coming over the hill there of turn number 7 and 8. Contact, couple of drivers going left, couple of drivers going right. Not sure what kind of damage will happen. Last lap here for Evagoras Papasavas, and just on that last lap, as the guys called, great run there for Max Taylor. A fantastic drive around Max Garcia. Hey, that's a position for points. Remember, Garcia's the point leader. Taylor in front of Garcia now makes up points on the lead. So a crucial pass there for Max Taylor. It only brings him to P4. The key thing is it's a points battle. And those two drivers are going to continue to go at it here in turn number 2, the keyhole. You can see Garcia does not want to give it up. He's right there with it. This could play out to the top 3 drivers a hold. Papasavas, Costello, and Cox with a decent gap between all 3 of those drivers. Taylor, though, in the middle of the fight. Big run down the straightaway. Check that out. What do we got here from Garcia? Not enough. Garcia's got the point lead. Don't throw this away. And that's the possibility here. You don't want it. He's done a great job so far, although the guys in front of him, like I said, like Papasavas and Taylor are those that are in the fight with him. But again, a good run here for Garcia. He can do it all again here tomorrow. But let's put the focus back where it's due right now. A fantastic start to the season from the driver from Ohio. Always looking forward to getting back to Mid-Ohio. You know the family is here right now this weekend. Everybody's here for this driver. Out of the carousel, he won his first race here in USF 2000 last year in 2023. And once again, Evagoras Papasavas wins at Mid-Ohio. Race 2 victory in the Tatuus Grand Prix for the J. Howard driver development pilot Evagoras Papasavas. Costello comes home in the 2nd spot. 3rd is Elliott Cox. 4th is Max Taylor. 5th is going to be Max Garcia. 6th, Joey Brienza. 7th, Nicholas Giafoni. 8th, Sam Corey. 9th, Ayrton Hauk. And 10th is Hudson Schwartz. Driver off, one off, Carson Eder off the track over in turn number 9. Last lap battle, I'm not sure who Eder was battling with at that point, but the 57 off in turn number 9, being told fighting it out with Jace Bacon. So Bacon and Eder potential contact over in turn number 9. The number 12, we were being told Maxwell Jameson. Tom Michaels, is that the driver who's off in front of you over in turn number 5?
Well, the car I've got up over here is the 7th machine of Jace Bacon.
Oh, all right.
So, and that car not moving. That happened right there at the very end of the final lap of this race.
Okay, so I'm going to say Bacon and Eder did not get together then. Bacon was already out over in turn number 4, so another driver getting together with Eder over in turn number 9. That's what put him off in the gravel. We had initially been told it was potentially Jace Bacon, but whoever it was, another driver getting together with him, putting him off the track. It might have been the 12 then of Maxwell Jameson potentially, but that's it for that one. Up front, everything was clean and green, as we know. Sam Corey doing a good job at the very end to work his way forward. That was some issues actually with Quinn Armstrong. We'll come back to that in a second. There is your unofficial result. Evagoras Papasavas once again on top of the box here at Mid-Ohio. J. Howard driver development 1-2 with Michael Costello finishing in 2nd, his 2nd podium of the year. Elliott Cox, same, 2nd podium, coming home in 3rd. Max Taylor 4th, and your point leader Max Garcia P5. Joey Brienza, a strong run to 6th spot. Nicholas Giafoni in 7th position. Sam Corey 8th, Ayrton Hauk 9th, and that's Hudson Schwartz rounding out the top 10. A little bit of a shake-up there. The driver in the 12th spot, Quinn Armstrong, that was the battle between he and Corey. Quinn looks like he's dropped down to 12th position here, so move Quinn down to 12th. Lucas Facuri 11th, his teammate at D-Force Racing. Giovanni Cabrera stayed out of trouble all race long. He ends up in 13th. Maxwell Jameson 14th. Bacon, Eder, Golan, and Schrag cap off the 18 drivers. And maybe more importantly, a little side note here, Thomas Schrag ends up with a fast lap of the race, a 122.818. That's going to put him on the pole position, John, for race number 3. You had called it. Maybe that's the move to make. He'll be on the pole, but the driver of the day right now is going to get out of the car here momentarily. What a fantastic drive. Evagoras Papasavas has been waiting for this race win all year long. Every 2nd place finish, every podium, and that's the emotion you expect out of a driver who has been dying for that race win. John, I'll let you call from here. I'll head down to Victory Lane. We got some trophies to hand out in USF 2000.
Sounds great, Rob. Thanks so much. Rob making his way down. We'll have Rob with us one more time today for the final race of the day as USF Pro 2000 finale. As you're getting a big hug from Papasavas and his dad celebrating down there in Victory Circle. Congratulations from the crew as well. A well-deserved victory. Lights to flag. Started this one on the pole and was never headed. And he and his teammate, Michael Costello, built up a big lead over 3rd place prior to that late full course yellow. So a great job for Evagoras Papasavas. to take his first win of the season, and he's going to be able to make up a little ground on Max Taylor in the battle for third. He was only 5 points behind him coming into this one, but Taylor did a great recovery job of his own, starting all the way back in 9th position, and worked his way forward. Thanks to that late full course yellow, was able to make several passes after that restart and finished the day in 4th position. Max Garcia, the points leader, fading to 5th at the end of the day, but he's got a big bulge, so he'll be able to hang on to that lead. He had a 42-point margin coming into this race, and that certainly will be a little less than it was, but he's still going to be carrying that lead into the final round of the weekend coming up tomorrow morning. Again, it'll be our first race of the day tomorrow at 9:15 to put a period on the USF Championships for this Mid-Ohio 200 weekend. As next on the agenda here, for those of you at the track, will be Indy Next qualifying, as they're scheduled to take the track in about a half an hour, 2:05 the scheduled time. So we've got just a little pause built in here to allow for some track cleanup, and also to clear the pit lane of all the crews from the USF2000 drivers, as Rob Howden making his way down toward the victory circle. And he'll have the podium celebrations for our USF2000 race winners. And again, congratulations to local driver from Loveland, Ohio, Evagoras Papasavas, taking the win here. First one of the season, and his second win here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And congratulations to Jay Howard with a 1-2 finish here in the round number 2 of the weekend for the USF 2000 drivers. Indy Next. Sounds like Rob's mounting the podium. Let's send it down to him. Rob, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, John. Yeah, we'll get things underway here with the podium presentation for USF 2000, the second of the 3 races that we'll have here this weekend. One more tomorrow morning at 9:15 for these young drivers, just 3 steps away from the NTT IndyCar Series, and a great run for them here today. Big battle. A driver knew he had the pace to work to the podium yesterday. He gets it done here today. Folks, finishing in 3rd spot in race number 2 for USF 2000 from Sarah Fisher Hartman Racing Development, Elliot Cox from Indianapolis. P3 here today, a great drive, big fighting throughout that race, and a strong run for Elliott to get himself back on the podium, the first podium since that race at the Indianapolis Raceway Road Course. Jay Howard Driver Development had a fantastic car here today. They end up going P1 and P2. Second place for the Jay Howard driver, Michael Costello. Couple of podiums in the last couple of races here for Michael. Excellent drive for him. But again, we talked to this driver throughout the season. He's been getting like the 4-5 podiums to start the season. That win just not quite there, but he was always looking forward to Mid-Ohio. He won here last year for the first time. Give it up for an Ohio driver winning in Mid-Ohio, Evagoras Papasavas. You were always looking for this race, all right? It was going to happen here. How does it feel? You get that first win of the season, and you win at the home track.
It feels great. You know, after everything that I've been through throughout the season, you know, so close. It's just, I can't put it into words. It's just amazing. It's unbelievable. I have to give all glory to God for this opportunity and this chance, you know, following his plan, and it finally happened. And I'm out of words, to be honest. It's just, it's beautiful.
Can you look back at how good you were last year and how far you've come from that win last year, 1 year on?
Yeah, you know, I think that first win last year was a big confidence boost for sure for the rest of the season, and also the beginning of this season as well, you know, consistently finishing on the podium. So, you know, this win, you know, hopefully it means that, you know, we can keep doing this for the rest of the season and make something good happen with the championship at the end.
I know lots of friends and family, everybody that supports you is here. Who do you want to thank today?
I want to thank my family with everything that, you know, we've been through. It's unbelievable, and all my sponsors, Airs Elite Sports Vision, Tiger Natural Gas, RP Diamond, Bodywise, Mavro Matisse Paris, Adicoris, Epsilon, everyone, and then also the team. Jay and the team, they've done an unbelievable job. You know, we've grown so much from last year and from the beginning of the season. It's amazing. I want to thank everyone in my life right now.
Congratulations, up off on top of that podium. Hey, Ohio, how about this kid here, Evagoras Papasavas? Big winner here at Mid-Ohio. Even the family pet is happy right now. Evagoras Papasavas, tremendous job. Again, he was looking forward to Mid-Ohio. He had so many great finishes to start the season on the podium, 4 straight races, some ups and downs, even one yesterday, a spin in the opening lap of that wet race, but he storms back, shows the mental fortitude, and finds himself once again back on top of the podium here at Mid-Ohio with another race still to come. We're going to have a dry day tomorrow. Thomas Schrag, I believe, will be starting on the pole position. This race was actually a qualifying run as well because everybody essentially faster than they were in their second fastest laps from Friday's qualifying. Car is out of the way, folks. Champagne awaits. Let's have some celebration. Evagoras, get yourself down there. Michael, Elliott, grab that champagne, grip it and rip it, and celebrate race number 2 and a win for Evagoras Papasavas. That wraps things up here from Victory Lane. The celebration continuing down here with the drivers in USF 2000. We'll be back later on this afternoon to cap off the weekend for the doubleheader for USF Pro 2000. Those drivers going at it to cap off the day today. And then we'll wrap everything up with the component here for the USF Pro Championships, all part of this event at Mid-Ohio tomorrow morning with the final race of a triple header for USF 2000. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning into the broadcast. Thanks to those of you around the racetrack. We'll see you at our autograph session at 2:20 at the souvenir stand in the middle of the paddock. We hope to see you there to meet the future stars of the NTT IndyCar Series. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, thank you so much, folks, for tuning in. My name's Rob Howden. Bye for now. Oh, contact between 2 drivers.